Okay, thanks for joining me for the first night, our second round during this solo conquest. One little bit of setup for this round that I forgot to do was re-roll the source, change this board to the knight. So let's have a look what where were we? We got 7 things. So we've got a gold mana we can't use, green and a blue. So let's draw our opening hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see what we want to do. Okay, so we can use 2 dice from the source. So we could use both the green and blue if we wanted to draw some extra cards. And then target enemy does not attack, but I don't think we're going to have enough movement by any stretch to get into tranquility, improvisation and threaten. We're not going to have enough movement to get into the dungeon here. So in terms of tactic, we could look at preparation, just draw 1 extra specific card. So maybe we'd be looking at a movement card. We could maybe look at a green movement, since we've got blue and green mana in the source and we don't need to heal. For movement, we would only need 2 more move. We could discard 1, 2. We could use chill, but we wouldn't really be able to attack anything. Mana search, we could re-roll dice which are in the source. Long night to add more cards back into our deck, so we can use less efficiently and still get 3 of them back into our deck, or sparing power to accumulate for 1 large final round. I'm not sure we're going to face anything in this first night that would warrant using sparing power, although it would be a shame the dummy player would use it instead of us. Quite tempted perhaps long night, but if we can get, yeah, I prefer not to lose tranquility just for the healing, knowing we've got 3 wounds. But to be able to be on top of this dungeon space, yeah, having chill, we do have a red mana crystal in our bag, so we could use the strong effect of this. I think that's probably quite a strong start, so let's go for preparation, see what the dummy player draws. From the dusk. Oh, so they will definitely be going first, but that's definitely what I'd prefer rather than him drawing the 6. 1, 2, 3. It's blue, so he's going to start off drawing 2 more cards. So he's going quite quickly so far. Preparation, we needed to draw 1 card. Oh, we could go Mountain Law. That's 5 movement using a green. And then actually we could keep Tranquility. But we had that extra movement. That we wouldn't gain the benefit of the extra hand limit, which is a shame, unless we spent all of this movement to just stand on the mountain space. Don't think is going to be particularly worthwhile, but let's actually take this instead of our normal move march there. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Shuffle these up. And we'll start off Mountain Law with the green die from the source for move 5 and Threaten Sideways for move 6. So that can move us then 2 and a further 4. We could yeah, we could actually potentially go into the dungeon this round. We've got chill, so unless they've got arcane immunity, and if we were to check, so arcane immunity wasn't in the base game, so none of these potential enemies would have it. We've got Blood Demon. Yeah, that would be quite a bad one to draw with arcane immunity. It's 6 damage with Assassinate and Brutal, so that would be 12. It would deal us 6 wounds and knock us out. So we really can't risk facing this guy. That would be far too punishing. It is only him though, I believe. Oh, and the Shadow. The Shadow though would only deal us 2 wounds. Wouldn't be the worst, but also he'd then have 8 defense, which we wouldn't be able to. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to get past. So I think our best option is to hold fire and see what we draw back. At least we'll have the opportunity of an extra die from the source as well next round. So we'll reroll this. Red. And the dummy player, 1, 2, 3. Red, so he will draw 1 more. Already halfway through his deck, there's 8 cards left. They draw 1 more for Rage. Okay, so we don't have any movement that's worth doing an exploration, getting an extra tile placed out here before we do the assault into the dungeon. So let's just go right ahead. The dungeons, let me just grab the reference card again. The dungeon, so it's a tan enemy, it's night, and we can't use any units, and that's fine. We've not had much luck with this. As soon as we were on a mage tower, the only units can be recruited at keeps, and when we were on a keep, the only units could be recruited at monasteries and mage towers. So we are stuck without a unit currently, but the reward is either an artifact or a spell. So considering we couldn't use a unit anyway, I prefer a dungeon to a monster den. So hopefully this goes well for us. We could draw an extra card if what we get causes us problems. I would like to hold on to Tranquility. Okay, we have, so here's the Medusa, and this is what I was very glad we didn't get last time, because this paralyze ability is awful. If you are unable to stop its damage, and last time we only had a block of 5, we wouldn't have been able to, you have to discard your whole hand. You can continue using your units and these tokens, so you might still be able to defeat it, but it for us would be pretty catastrophic. In this case though, this is quite nice because we're looking to use the blue mana to stop that enemy from attacking. It's not arcane resistance, we can't stop this spell from taking effect, so this attack won't occur. We then only need 4 damage to kill it, and that's quite easy for us to do. We could use mana draw and just get this extra attack, but I would like to use this if possible to change that white mana, change the gold mana in the source to a colour we could use. The other option would be though to use, we've got these tokens actually, so we could use this skill, flip it to get a red mana token and a blue crystal. And then we're able to power up Rage to kill it and keep our improvisation. Yeah, let's do that. So we'll flip this token. We'll add a red crystal to our, blue crystal to our bag. We get that red mana token we can use straight away and defeat this enemy. So we get 5 fame, levels us up, and this is quite an important ability as it increases our armor to 3, and that step from 2 to 3 armor really reduces the amount of wounds that we have to take. Let's re-roll an extra die to see whether we get a spell or an artifact, and we get an artifact. Drawing 2 cards, we've got either Circlet of Proficiency or the Banner of Glory. So this we can assign to a unit, and it gets armor +1 and +1 to any attack or blocks it makes, and it gives us fame when it does so. This allows us to use a non-interactive skill in the common offer, including one of our own as if it were ours. And the destroy ability lets us keep an extra ability from the offer. So this is pretty useful. Both extra skills in the offer currently are practically the same. Just to remind you, we have our one, which lets us use any card with a mana as 3 for attack, block, move, or influence, those 4 basic actions, or if it's a spell using a mana of the same colour as a ×4, or Tovak's ability lets you use basic card for 2, or an advanced action spell or artifact played sideways for +3. So effectively quite similar use, but using Circlet of Proficiency we could then use another card. Does seem more useful, that Banner of Glory. We don't have any units. We may not get any units, at least this could be used. So we'll take Circlet of Proficiency, put it on top of our deck. Discard this token, re-roll for the source as red. Pick these up. Okay, so the dummy player will draw 1, 2, 3 red, so draw 1 more. Now there's only 4 cards. We might get 1, 2, 3 rounds, we might only get 2. Okay, so we draw back up. We don't have any white mana in the source still. That's quite unfortunate. In fact, the only mana in the source we could use would be red for this. So I think we do want to go ahead and do that. If we can use it and discard another card from our hand to get move 5. I like swiftness. Have we used our... No, we haven't used our other swiftness. We've got a lot of cards in our hand. I do want tranquility to at least get rid of 1 wound. 3 is quite a lot. Let's discard swiftness to get that move 5. And we'll explore first of all a new tile here. Where's the number? Okay, We've got a rampaging enemy right next to us, so that's a shame that we've just got rid of our ranged attack. So it's another summoning enemy. He's fortified, so actually we wouldn't be able to use our ranged attack to kill him. He will summon another green token to attack us, and we will get one of the faction, a necromancer faction token, when we defeat him, if we defeat him. There's also the red crystal mine and a monster den. So we're running out of turns, so I do think we need to act, but there isn't anything else really that we could do from this situation. We've kind of got ourselves bottlenecked in. I think what I'm going to do, I might just destroy this and take one of those skill tokens. At least then we have it. We can use it every round, although they're not the greatest. Or I could just discard this card extra. But if we need to kill those necromancers and hopefully move next round, we don't have many turns left. Wow, we've been really slow using our cards. I think we've been quite unfortunate with the dummy deck. Yeah, I'll destroy this. We'll take one of those common skills. So we've got a few crystals. So I'm going to take our one, which lets us use any card for ×3, or potentially a spell for ×4. We'll end our turn there. Black mana, that's really unfortunate. Dummy deck, 1, 2, 3. He does not have a green crystal. Okay. Draw back. Okay, so we haven't drawn any of our wounds. That's been very unfortunate. So I think we're going to have to use this to draw a card at this point. Do we need to? We're going to have 1, 2 more turns. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cards left in our deck. Think about this. So we could use move 2 and use a card sideways to get into these hills. That will provoke the enemy. We will have a block of 5, which should be enough for most of them, but we don't have enough attack, even if we had an attack of, or a white crystal even to use this. We can use the card sideways with a mana for 3. That's still not enough. So yeah, let's draw a card and hopefully it's an attack card. And I can't go back from this point because this is new information. Alright, that's not great. It is another movement card. So we will probably just have to take the damage for whatever comes along. Alright, let's use a blue crystal, power up our move, and move on to this hill space. So this will provoke the enemy token here. First, it's fortified, so we can't kill it in range, so we have to block what it sends at us, which we don't know, which makes this even harder to try and count for. It is three attack ones, but it's cumbersome. So actually this is probably the best option we could have hoped for. We can reduce each of these attack with 1 movement point. We've got 1 left over from stamina. We can get 2 movement points from playing stamina, and that will be enough split 1-1-1 to stop all of these attacks. We need an attack of 5 to defeat him, so we will have to play this card sideways. Instead of being 1, if we spend it with have we had our, yes, we've had our spell. We've got red mana in the source, so let's use it with a red mana. That actually makes it a 3, 4, 5. Oh, actually we don't need to use a crystal. We haven't used a dice yet, so we can use the red die from the source. Make it 3, 4, 5. Not to defeat him, but to defeat this guy. Excellent. So we get 1 reputation for defeating the rampaging enemy and 3 fame. 1, 2, 3. So that new skill token actually came in useful. Reroll this dice. Blue, crystal. These are all used, and we will get a new skill token and the opportunity to take 1 of these cards. We could take Tovak's version and just have real flexibility. Every round we could spend 2 cards sideways, really as anything we want. That is pretty good, but I'm going to go for our skill here, because with this it will let us draw 2 extra cards, and since we're so far behind in terms of using our deck, having that motivation, and that will let us also get a green mana token, will be very useful. The flight skill is also pretty good, but I think if we can get into that monster den, that might not be a terrible move on our next turn. We'll get rid of this. In terms of our possibilities, we've got Chivalry as an attack card, Steady Tempo for its movement, or in need to gain influence, and you gain extra influence for each wound in your hand. And we are going to have some wounds in our hand, but we've got nowhere to recruit nearby to us. Well, I think I want to go for Steady Tempo, because we really do need some movement. Steady Tempo would allow us to play this card and then also put it to the bottom of our D deck for extra movement. And we know we've got a blue mana in the source, so we're always guaranteed a lot of movement in our deck. However, Chivalry for that attack 3 is pretty good. We did already pick up a movement card, but we haven't moved much during this game so far. So yeah, let's take Steady Tempo. We'll refill the offer. It's Pathfinding. It's another movement card, so we're going to have to try and find attack options somewhere else, because the advanced action offer isn't showing us too many. So 3, 4, 5. Okay, we've got a few options there, but no attack card. We've got 6 cards left in our deck. Dummy player draws his final one. So we're going to have this round and one more. So let's use our motivation skill now. We get a green mana token, which we could use for this movement or for will focus. So that's not a bad piece of timing for that either. Draw 2 extra cards. 1, 2. Well, yeah, okay, 2 wounds. That was unfortunate. So let's see. Maybe that monster den isn't the way to go. We've got no real opportunity here for doing huge amount of damage. We've got a green crystal, we've got a blue die, so we could get 8 movement. Yeah, let's do that, because we could, with 8 movement, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to explore here, and then potentially explore up here as well. So 5, and then 6, 7. We've got another rampaging enemy. This one, 3 damage, which is brutal, and it can never be fortified, and it's resistant to fire and ice. So yeah, that's not the worst. Let's place him out. Let's think. We've used our mana. If we ended our turn now, we wouldn't actually draw any extra cards because of our wounds. So could we defeat him? If we took the damage from him, we would take 2 wounds. That's really bad. Okay, we've got 1 movement point left, so let's use Promise sideways to get an extra movement point and see what's on this other tile. And a ruins face down. So there's no way we're getting enough movement to get up to that other enemy. Is there anything we could do with these cards? No, it's not enough to kill him, so I think we're going to have to end our round there and hope yeah, hope with our next draw we'll be able to kill this enemy on the hill. So we know the dummy player is out of cards. Let's clean this up. Reroll green. That's useful. We can use will focus. Card these and draw 1 card. Rage. Let's grab that token. Try and work this out. So to block 3, we can use a card sideways with a mana. Yeah, and that does completely block him. And then, yeah, then to get 5 attack, we can get actually 7, using will focus on rage will be enough kill him, but that uses all of our cards, so we can't move from where we are. But at least we have explored a few extra tiles during this night. Yeah, that's definitely what we need to do. Didn't manage to heal anything though, but potentially we'll be able to move across to this glade, explore around here, as well as taking a few of those wounds out of our deck. Okay, that was pretty good. That was quite fortuitous to be able to take him out on that final round. So we gain 1 reputation back. We will gain 3 more fame, and that is all we can achieve. So it cost us a lot of crystals because our hand was getting too clogged up, but we did at least level up again and clear out a few areas that we didn't put out. Taken there. So we've been a bit unfortunate with the summon monsters. It's been very hard to predict what their attacks will be, but we've taken some educated guesses and rolled with the punches on it. So let's do a bit of end of round cleanup. Let's remember to re-roll the source. Green, red, blue. That's quite plentiful for the new day. A white card gets added to the dummy deck, and the green spell disappears. So he now has 1 of every color crystal plus an additional blue. Ooh. Okay. We still haven't revealed a core tile, so the units will continue to be silver, but at least we have a bit of a mix. And actually the magic familiars could even be recruited. This is an expansion unit. They can be recruited from a magical glade, a monastery, or mage tower. You do have to spend mana when you recruit them though, and at the start of every new round you have to allocate them a mana. So although they're strong for a level 2 unit, they do eat through your mana supply. But potentially for Goldyx, that may not be as much of a I think that is our end of round clear up. So we will wrap this one off now, and I'll see you for round 3. Bye for now. Take care.